Welcome to today's session. In this session, we are going to discuss about the production planning and control. Production planning, by definition, it involves the management decision on the resources that the firm will require for its manufacturing operations and the selection of these resources to produce the desired goods at the appropriate time at the least possible cost. That is, we have to use the resources, the men, machine, and materials along with the money to utilize the resources effectively and efficiently to produce products. The planning of industrial operations involve the following considerations, that is, what work shall be done, how the work shall be done, and when the work should be done. So all these decisions are to be taken in the production or the product planning. The objectives of the production planning are to determine the requirements of men, material, equipment, as I already said, arranging the production schedules according to the needs of marketing demand, and arranging various inputs at the right time in right quantity, and making most economical use of the various inputs to produce the goods, to achieve coordination among various departments relating to production, and to make all arrangements to remove possible obstacles in the way of smooth production, to achieve economy in production cost and time. Also to operate the plant at the planned level of efficiency, making efforts to achieve production targets in time, providing adequate stock for meeting the contingency. So these are all the objectives of production planning. Production control guides and directs flow of production so that the products are manufactured in best way and conform to planned schedule under of right quality and in right quantity. Control facilitates the task of manufacturing and see that everything goes as per the plan. So Henry Foyle has given some definition about the production control. It refers to ensuring that all which occurs in accordance with the rules established and instruction issued. So let us see the objectives of production planning or production control. So the production control is used to implement production plans by issuing orders to those who are supposed to implement them, to ensure the various inputs like men, machine, materials, etc. available in the required quantity and quantity, making efforts to adhere to the production schedules, to ensure the goods are produced according to the prescribed standards and quality norms, to undertake the best and most economical production policies, to introduce a proper system of quality control, to ensure rapid turnover of production and minimizing the inventories of raw materials and finished goods. So these are some of the objectives why we are implementing the production control. The production planning and control is concerned with directing production along with the lines set by the planning department. So now let us move on to the characteristics of production planning and control. So what are the different characteristics? So it is the planning and control of manufacturing process in an enterprises. Questions like what to be manufactured, when to be manufactured, so etc. are the answers for the production planning and control, and these are to be asked and find the answers. All the types of inputs like materials, men, machines are efficiently used for maintaining efficiency of manufacturing process. Various factors of productions are integrated to use them efficiently and economically. The manufacturing process is organized in such a way that none of the work centers is either overloaded or underloaded. The work is regulated from the first stage of procuring the raw materials to the stage of finished goods. So now let us move on to the need and importance of production planning and control. So the need is definitely for increasing the production. The main purpose of production planning function is to arrange various inputs like men, materials and machine and integrating them for making their best use. So when various factors of productions are economically used, then production will be certainly go up. Efforts are made to avoid production stoppages for want of various inputs. A production control program will minimize the idleness of men and machines and the material also. So it is also used for getting the cooperation between the plant activities. So and coordinating with other departments. Production planning helps in controlling plant activities. Production targets are set on the basis of sales forecast. The raw materials, men and equipment are arranged by keeping in view of production plans. Different production activities are adjusted as per the plans. If production is carried out in number of processes, then their activities are synchronized for smooth working. It is also helpful for controlling the cost. It helps controlling various costs, and also in the absence of proper production plan, the idleness of men, material and equipments may not be noticed. So whenever performance is below standards, then the corrective measures are to be taken to rectify it. A properly planned system of production will help in controlling cost by not only making full utilization of various inputs, but also by increasing the output and lowering the overhead expenses per unit. It also helpful for rationalization of production activities. So an important objective of production planning control is also regulate the flow of various inputs to the production system for running it smoothly. The system is planned in such a way that everything is done automatically. The supply of materials and men follows the demand for goods. The quality standards are followed in routine and substandard products are discarded in the processes. The process of entering a raw material and converting them into finished goods. And it's also helpful for consumer also in indirect way. The consumer is ensured good quality goods. The process will help in raising quality standards of products. The supply of goods is also prompt and the consumer has to wait for them, not to wait for them. Production schedules are prepared keeping in mind that requirements of consumers. The suppliers are regulated for meeting the demand for the goods. The increase in production also helps in consumer in getting sufficient supply of goods. So what are the limitations of this production planning and control? So based on the assumptions, so the planning and control is carried out based on some assumptions. So in case the assumptions prove correct, then the planning and control will go smoothly. Otherwise, it may not. So the assumptions generally are about the plant capacity, orders, availability of raw materials and power, etc. So if these assumptions go wrong, then the process of planning and control will also weak. So it is very rigid. So under production planning control, the things are pre-decided and fixed. So there is a rigidity in behavior of employees and it may not help in smoothing the flow of work. It is also difficult for small firm to implement because it make use of production planning and control which is time consuming, and so the small firms may not be able to implement this one. And another fact is it is costly. It is a costly device to implement and which requires separate persons to perform the functions of planning and dispatching, expedition, etc. So small firms cannot use these services of specialists due to cost factor. And the dependence on the external factors also affect the implementation of the production planning and control. So the external factors sometimes reduce the effectiveness of the production planning control. The factors like natural calamities, change in technology, change in fashion, breakdown of power, sometimes government controls, etc. may affect the dependency. And the production planning and control also depends on internal and external factors. So these are some of the limitations of production planning control in some industries. So these are all about some discussions about the introduction of production planning and control. So we will see the in detail in the coming session. Thank you.